Good morning, my name's Tom, and I would like to talk to you today about certain relationship dynamics that were on full display in President Donald Trump's second failed attempt to establish mineral rights deals and peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. Now, what we have here are a bunch of the relationship dynamics that were on display. And I know a lot of people out there are familiar with them. Now, just to go over them real quick, these are the roles that get assigned to people, not the ones that they necessarily choose for themselves in a dysfunctional relationship. The first is a hero. That generally ends up being a type A personality, gets assigned to the kid from childhood. They tend to always try to control the situation around them. They're the ones who always strive to achieve. But that also tends to lead to control issues and, of course, impulse control issues. And there's the invisible one. Now, that was, for the most part, throughout that meeting, Vice President J.D. Vance, the wallflower, the one who doesn't call attention to themselves, stays in the background. It's safer that way in a dysfunctional relationship. Let's face it, every time he comes out and says something, he usually ends up looking pretty bad, and then he goes into hiding for several months, and you don't hear anything from him. But then you have the caretaker role, and about 45 minutes into that press conference, JD tried to move into that role. The caretaker is the ultimate enabler of the dysfunction, has to keep things going, keep things on track, and that's why Vance interjected his comment about, have you ever said thank you? Which was ridiculous because President Zelensky has repeatedly and profusely thanked the U.S. publicly, privately, in writing, on video, on camera, and with his opening statement in that particular press conference. Then there's the scapegoat. That would be President Volodymyr Zelensky. They need somebody to gang up on to keep their whole dynamic united. There is a common communal target. Whatever is wrong, it must be the scapegoat's fault. And it distracts people away from the dysfunction inherent in the relationship. And then there's the mascot. In this case, we're going to go with Brian Glenn. He is a reporter for some extremist news rag. And you saw him taking on that role when he, made his comment, "Why don't you wear a suit?" It's the mascot's job is to further distract away from the dysfunction by, cracking jokes and, making witty remarks and generally saying, "Hey, look over there." All right. So, why is it like that? And why do so many people support it and actually jump onto the let's scapegoat Zelensky bandwagon? Because this is the relationship dynamic that millions upon millions of us grow up in the United States. We're not supposed to talk about it. We're supposed to hide it. We're supposed to, not acknowledge that it's there. Its source is right above my head. These are the dynamics of an alcoholic family. It's worth noting that Trump grew up with a famously violent drunk of a father. J.D. Vance, he's got his own history there. Hell, look at the defense secretary. He's still a drunk. And if you find yourself jumping on the bandwagon and supporting this, it's time to take a look at the family you grew up in and the family you have created as an adult. or the family you're attempting to create as an adult. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and have a great day.